Welcome back from the break. I hope you had an interesting first episode, okay? We are still talking about women in tourism. We've got Precious, we've got Ashaba from Ashaba Flights, as well as Precious Muchiga Traveler. Yes? And we are talking about how best can we go about the woman in tourism, what are the opportunities, but also we want to also find out what are those particular challenges. The airspace is growing, yes? The potential for domestic tourism is growing with you, and the future is so bright. You are getting to see different changes in this particular space. Road transport is on the increase. There are so many people going to different spaces. There are also different spaces that were originally not highlighted, but now they're all over the place. And people are looking at this right now as an area for investment, right? Yeah. How can we make sure that with all this that is happening, and especially the potential for collaboration between spaces such as yours, how can we make sure that it is flawless? Remember we talked about individuality, the individualism. Yeah. Even before we start pushing for a networking yes? How do we make sure that it will be flawless? What should we be looking at? What would you be looking at? What would you be keen on? Let's take it away.
Earlier on, we had a chat about, in Uganda, most sectors, and now let me speak on tourism particularly, we are so individualistic. Everyone feels
there is to get as much.
Yes, exactly. I want to be the best in this, but then I have to do it alone. And yet, if you can take advantage of collaborations, I believe that you can even cover as much and as much instead of doing something alone. Yeah. Now, let's say content creators. I'll give an example of that. If let's say I'm going to document Murchison Falls, Depot, why do I have to just go alone? Yes, I can partner with a colleague. We go and even, let's say, do the documentation together, the videos together. I feel like we would cover a much bigger audience because now this is, let's say, her audience and my audience. So we would be covering as much. But then we're in a space where everyone is like a competition of some sort instead of coming together and then achieve something bigger. And also I believe if you collaborate, your voice is bigger than when you're an individualistic. So, say example, we've been seeing a lot of things happening in the tourism industry, but the formation of Tourism Promoters Club, we've seen a lot of things changing, like different ideas coming up. So, and I would really want to invite as many women into this.
Let me just preempt that particular thought, right? Let's even get down to the basics. Ashaba, you are very keen on the collaboration part because the next person, as far wide as the net is cast, that means people get to know about the services that you have. People get to also know about the different strength that you have as Ashaba. Yes, Ashaba Flights. What would you be keen on, especially if someone like Precious was to get out there? What would you be keen on? What would you want them, what would be your key message that you would want others to get to know? Affordability? Yes, you mentioned that. Affordability. What other things would you be keen on?
The services I offer, in the beginning, when I think about it, I thought I wanted, and I am still interested in inclusivity. But then I also realized that one of the reasons why I'm actually not in commercial, like I didn't go that route, is I prefer quality over quantity. Truly, and I mean it. I'm not just saying this. I like quality. That if I'm to go and see two things and I'm going to buy them, this has always been my biggest problem. And I see something and you say it's like 5,000. And then I see another one and you say it's like 50,000. But you say, this is not the original, but it looks like the other. I can never go with this because I know it's a fake.
Yeah.
It's a counterfeit. So I would rather not go with that.
Yeah.
So in order to give quality, you have to give up on the idea of quantity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I realized that as much as I want these services to be affordable,
It
they will
can't
not
for
be
everyone.
everyone.
Yes.
You get?
Yeah.
So I want to provide a VIP experience. This is my vision. If I'm to show you
Yeah.
what I'm looking at,
Yeah.
God willing, if I reach there,
Yeah.
I want to provide VIP treatment to Ugandans in their own country.
Yeah.
For those who are willing to go that extra mile and spend on themselves. So I want great customer care. You know, I want someone to feel good when they come and they have that. And also I offer privacy. Actually, my word is privacy.
It's privacy.
Thank you. Because you have a family, you have a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend, you want this. That is what I offer. I'm not going to sit you in with someone you don't know
Yeah.
because of money.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I want you to enjoy my services privately. Private moments, private. So it's private.
Why do I have a feeling? Why do I have
It's
a feeling?
privacy.
Ashaba is basically saying, if you are ABCD, don't come to me.
No. That is far from it. Because one thing that I'm very good at
Yeah.
is that I'm not coming from this point of, oh, I've been here, I've been everywhere. I grew from down,
Yeah.
very down. God has given me the opportunity to go up to the top. I've been in between. And when I say top, people will be thinking, you have to be like this, you have to have a car, you have to be all these things. No.
Very clear.
I've had a chance to interact with, or actually I've sat in the midst of people there. So I can connect at all levels. I can connect at the ground, in the middle, and the top.
Is this precious? Is this connection legit? Do you think, knowing how Ugandans love adventure, we are well known for the adventure part of it all.
Yeah.
Yes? She is looking at maybe exclusivity with a touch of class.
Yeah.
Yes, a touch of privacy, a touch of individualized,
Packages,
experience. Yes? And that is what she's going for. Hook or crook. Take it or leave it. That is, because she's already made up her mind and that is how she sees it.
Yeah.
That's her vision. We also know Ugandans and they are bargaining. Yes? Endless bargaining.
Yeah.
But also knowing that there's quite a number of them. And this is why I said we need to segment. We need to segment the clientele as well. You have those ones that come up with their 200, 100, and they really want to go out for an adventure. Stop in Namawojolo, I eat my chicken because I worked hard, right, for it, and I don't care where I am. If I do have the beer and this, I'm good to go. But then there's also that particular client who is, I want something in-depth, yes? And sometimes I feel these in-depth clients really are not being given that entire package as consistently as the others. What are you seeing out there?
Like in every business, I believe when you start a business, you have your target clientele. Yeah. There are top providers who will offer budget. There are those who will offer mid-range, and there are those who will offer luxurious. So now, depending on someone's pocket,
Yes.
that's the service you're going to get. That's the truth. If you want a budget kind of experience, I mean, you go somewhere, camp, let's say one night, you're going to pay 150,000 or 100. You don't now expect to get a 5-star treatment. Yeah. And it's true, Ugandans bargain a lot. Someone can ask you.
The flyer has 150.
But still they want to, at 100.
Someone is 100 cash here.
100 cash. And of course, the more you also squeeze the tour operator, that means there are certain things they have to forego to fit within that budget. So also as clients, we have to be considerate. But also if, let's say, I'm paying 1.5 million to go to Murchison, of course now I expect a different kind of treatment, a different kind of experience. And And as a tour provider, it's also your job to give options to your client. You ask them what are their preferences. Do they prefer
Get to
maybe
know your client.
Yeah, get to know your client. Go an extra mile of really understanding so that you can customize the package. Don't think what worked for another client is going to work for this
And
one.
this is something I think that we as women would really flourish in.
Yeah. I
Yes?
mean, as women, look at, let's say, a woman, you're running a household.
This comes naturally to us.
It's natural. You understand how each child operates, what they like, what they dislike. So
Tailor-made
exactly.
experiences.
Yeah. So instinctively, I feel like women would really thrive in the tourism business.
Yeah.
Because we go over and above to understand the nitty-gritties of each person.
Yeah.
It's something that really women can take advantage of.
Yeah.
They shouldn't fear this industry.
Some of them, and this is where we go down to the
Yeah.
challenges, right? To the
Yeah.
challenges. A lot of money went into to get you where you are right now, to be able to come up and order, you know, this aviation service. A lot of money went into that. A lot of money is needed basically to hire those cars.
Yeah.
And all this. To the woman who wants to really get into tourism, but she's wondering, okay, fine, how do I actually do this? Last time we talked about cultural tourism. I said, you know what, for all those who have the passion for this, and you know you have this amazing home, yes, in your different space. Airbnb has done so well and continues to go up.
Sure.
But we also have those ones in Mpiji, in Masaka, in Kasese, in Kabale, in where?
Yeah.
Those are sites for budding cultural tourism.
Yeah.
Yes? And the women are being called in to come in and take advantage of this. What is that particular challenge you have gotten to see in your line of work as a content creator, especially for women, as a woman in tourism, that particular challenge?
One thing I can say, the main challenge is stereotyping. People assuming that me traveling, sponsored.
Oh, yes.
I have to first be sponsored by someone who
Yes.
benefits in another way. You all know. Yeah. So now that may discourage someone else because they think they'll be labeled a certain way.
Yes.
Yeah. But then one thing I can advise people is, in life, you have to develop a hard shell. You understand? Regardless of what people will say.
Yeah.
As long as you know you're doing the right thing, go for it.
Yes.
Go for it. And also, another thing I can say is people wanting to take advantage of you. I mean, we all know tourism is really male-dominated. Yeah. So I may want, let's say, a collaboration with a certain hotel or what. And then, not all, but some, you may find that someone needs other favors before they land you a certain collaboration, a certain sponsorship, or a brand collaboration. So not until you have to set your standards.
Yes.
You're like, there are certain things I cannot do, there are certain things I can do. And you have to have a healthy hunger. If you want to go for each and everything, then you are likely to crash.
Yes.
So you must have standards and know there are certain things I can and I cannot do.
And you know, this is very key. This is very key. Because we're getting to see this, remember this is a patriarchal, you know, society that we're in. This is one where in most cases women are very objectified and, you know, the norms go along with that. So if you want to make a difference as women in tourism, you have to be intentional about it.
Exactly.
Yes?
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're very intentional about your brand. Yes? And this comes out from the very beginning. Whether someone is like, but you also, why are you super gluing on this? You have to be. You have already made up that your mind that this is my brand, this is my vision. And we have to be intentional as women in tourism.
If I can say something, I think personally we have to develop that professionalism aspect. You need to learn how to communicate with people. Like, how do you want people to perceive you?
Yes.
Do you want people, when they think of Muchiga Traveler, she's this girl who is just up and about everywhere that you can just tell anything and she goes by? Or when you think of Muchiga Traveler, is she the kind of person that when you're going to work with her, there, you've already set
You've
what
already
are the
organized
terms
yourself.
of references, like, and you know she's going to deliver in that line. Yeah. The problem is also some women thinking they will they will use other means to get what they want.
Oh.
And if you do that, of course, you're going to be objectified.
Yeah.
And you know the funny bit with people is people always communicate with each other. You might think you're doing something secretly,
Yes.
and then
people talk.
People talk. Then I can tell someone like,
the
"Oh, by the
moment
way,
you started that sentence,
one,
I knew where you were headed.
So even when you're on all future works, when if
Yeah.
someone is going to hire you, they already have a certain perspective
Perception.
of you. But you have to develop yourself as a woman, as your brand, so that when people think of you, they're hiring you for the right reasons.
Sure. And that's true. What about your challenges right now?
I wanted to make a point of correction earlier, but
No, it's okay. It's okay.
yeah.
It's
So I'm actually known to really say it when it comes to like say that this is the particular people that I have
Yeah.
and this is it.
yeah.
Far from it. If I have my clients, thank you so much for the support. I offer discount,
Yeah.
massive discounts.
Yes.
And that is why I said it's important to first talk to the people, because I talk to someone, I hear what they have to say,
Yeah.
I hear their complaints and what, and as long as I'm meeting the required necessary payments, I do offer. I am very flexible. I'm a businesswoman.
Yeah.
Not now. I've not just started now. I've already done business in school. I did business in school, secondary, what, you're doing business well, you know, studying, you're feeding yourself and what. So I'm very flexible. And this is not my only dream. You know, as much as I love, and she said, like she said, I offer you an experience according to your budget.
Yeah. According to the budget.
That is why I talk to you first.
Yes.
If I talk to you and your budget is this, but whatever I do is that I try to offer you something that is within your limits and what makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
But I can't claim that I want to do so much because we already have public travel.
Yeah.
It's already there. The airlines that are doing that, and going into that, honestly, doesn't make sense from my standing point.
Yeah.
But privacy, private part makes sense because it's something that is not really
Yes.
explored, and it's very, but I love tourism.
There's always someone, you
I
know?
do.
There's always someone that is listening right now and is excited about this service. That much I know. You know, that much I know.
Yeah.
That is why we're always excited. I've met countless ladies, countless women in business.
Yeah.
I met 2 others in tourism, but I know there is a special niche, yes, that you occupy.
Yes.
And that's the wonderful thing, that we know that we are placed here for a particular reason, passionate about what we do. But we also know that the next person seated to you can open doors wider.
Yeah.
And you, per se, in your own niche, can open doors wider.
Of course.
You know? And this is why we're very keen on the collaboration as well. What particular challenge, I think I'll ask again, do you really get to experience every now and then? That you get to sit down and say, I wish this challenge wasn't there, I would be flying, What is it? Is it attitudes? What is it? Because I know air travel is doing quite well in Kenya. So we're talking about the Ugandan context, and you per se, as a woman in tourism.
I would say one of my biggest challenges is that I wish I had my own aircrafts. Big goal, I know.
Yeah.
But if I did, it would make life so easy
Easier.
for me.
Yes.
However, I am not able to do that at
the moment.
And also, most of the challenges I've faced is that, like we all know, seasonal jobs. You have the high,
And the laws.
you have the lows.
Yeah.
The high, you make money.
Yes.
The lows, you know. So it's more of a, but I love it that way because I'm not, how they call those jobs, 7 to what?
Yeah.
9 to 5.
Yeah.
I'm not a 9 to 5
Person.
Yeah, but if I had my own aircrafts, that would be great. However, at the moment, I'm unable to do that.
Yeah.
But I do work with people who have aircraft.
That's the most important thing.
If I had my own aircrafts, it would be easy because I would be able to be on ground and say this and this and that.
Yeah.
And then maybe office. I don't have an office yet. It's not something that I'm running for, but it is something that I am working towards.
So how do people get to know you? Like how are they able
I
to
do all my
contact you?
marketing online.
Oh,
In the age we are in, if COVID has taught us anything, it's
yes,
online.
yeah.
You don't need to have physical.
And you can
So
leverage
I
social
had a friend one time say, how can you WhatsApp call me? You know, that's this friend here.
So it is online
Yes,
so far.
yeah.
And like I said, again, my dream still stands. I love interior. And I love offering service.
Yeah.
I love it. I love hotels. I love, we're in a 5-star now. You
Yeah.
know. I love travel.
Yes.
I love travel.
Yeah.
I love staying in good hotels.
Yeah.
I've done Airbnbs. I've been one of those people who reviews because I've stayed in more than one.
Yes.
And I am interested in this kind of thing. So my kind of, what I would want is to collaborate more. I know I've had people call to me for that, but I want it to first be in a place where I've established my brand a bit for me to be able to.
Yes.
But I'm looking at collaborating with brands like hotels and what. Even when they're not brands, you cannot do anything on your own.
No.
And I say this because I'm an independent person. As much as I am independent, there are things that I can't do with other people because I've realized, again, you have to know yourself
Yeah.
and what works for you.
You've realized that not every other brand out there aligns itself to your vision. That's why you can't collaborate with everyone.
True,
right?
but also sometimes a decision needs to be made. And waiting around for others to come to the same decision as you
Some are
it takes forever. And then you have the vision. You are bearing that vision.
Yes.
So there are times when teamwork is very crucial and you need it. And there are times when you have to think and make those big decisions because people are looking at you.
Yeah.
So you can't get anywhere on your own. And collaborating or teaming with content creators, teaming with because I've had some content creators who have come to me and had these flights in hopes of marketing them to their clients and all of that and stuff like that. And some of them will come and say, okay, you know what, I'll give you a bit of discount if you're this particular number because you do your content, it helps me, and we all need each other.
Yeah.
This is a very beautiful country.
Yes.
I have also a confession. I think I've been to almost
Every
district.
Those
that have not been in physically, I have flown over, and that is something also.
Yeah. But because really it doesn't make any sense. But coming back, talking about hotels, we give special thanks, really. Special thanks go out to Serena, Kampala Serena Hotel. This is your #1 hotel, really.
It is.
For all your good quality accommodation, conferencing facilities, and any other social activity. Please come over. This is a wonderful place to be. Yes, we have to clearly state it out. Yes.
If I may say something.
Collaboration. No, you will not say something now.
Serena is, no, I'm saying,
Yes.
I'm adding what you're saying.
Yeah.
It is a good place.
Yes.
I've stayed in one of the suites here.
It's wonderful.
Again, we're talking about customer care.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Which cuts
and
across.
That is key. That is key.
If she had a place that she was marketing,
Yeah.
and
You're very keen on that.
You've seen so many content creators complaining about some of these hotels not welcoming Ugandans. You've seen that?
Yes, by the way.
Now that
This is so nasty. It is really so nasty.
I think it's really a big problem as a country, not just tourism.
Yeah.
But I feel in Uganda we embrace foreigners more than the locals. There is a misconception that
The foreigners come with more money.
exactly, but then you forget these Ugandans that you're underlooking. They take trips to Dubai.
Yeah.
They go to Zanzibar.
Yeah.
They fly out.
Yes.
Because I've always had people telling me, but for you, you're always marketing Uganda, but they don't give us good service.
Yeah.
I would rather go to Zanzibar where I'm treated like a queen, like a king. I would rather go to Dubai and spend my money there.
And this is now, let's actually enlarge it, because this is very key.
Yeah.
This is very key. This is not the first time, yes, this is coming out. It is like an undertone, and it's so disappointing for someone who saves up for quite a while, someone who channels some money and says, you know what, this is me time for me and my family. And then goes over, makes a booking, and says, you know, I'm here. Yeah, very excited. I want to see the giraffes. I want to see this. I want to see that. And then all of a sudden, the snobbish, you know, whatever it is, they're like, oh, calm down. You know, so you can sleep in that room and stuff like that. What is the particular challenge right now that you get to see in this that you wish would be cleaned up so fast, especially in regards to what we're talking about?
I think there needs to be a lot of sensitization.
Awareness building.
Awareness, UTB is in charge of marketing of Destination Uganda.
Yeah.
I think recently that or even right now it's ongoing, of grading hotels and what. I think they can also have some workshops highlighting you know, the advantages of, I mean, customer care, professionalism, all these different attributes, and really emphasizing the locals. Like, in fact, it's inclusivity.
But let's also talk about this. Just sorry, I have to cut you short. Uganda Hotel Owners Association is very keen on that. We were talking to Jean Biamcha recently, and she mentioned sometime back, actually a couple of months back, and she mentioned the same, and they keep giving this, they work hand in hand with the different lodges, the different hotels, yes, and all about that. So theirs is clean. As long as you are under the association, they'll make sure that they give you all these particular packages and even help you streamline with accommodation and make sure that you are on point. Now, when you talk about all this about hospitality and the customer care, is it in particular with outside of the accommodation and the lodging? Is it in particular looking at the tour guides, at maybe at all the other service providers? Who exactly are you talking about?
I think I'm looking at all the stakeholders, because my journey starts from the time I contact a tour provider or a service provider. We've had instances whereby when someone hears an accent, they'll tell you the hotel is unavailable. If someone changes to an American accent or a foreign accent, they'll free up the space and they'll tell that person it's available. But why?
Wow.
Like, we are literally chasing away our own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also this goes way up to the top organizations. Why would, let's say, a big organization like UTB hire photographers, videographers from outside the country,
and yet we have
to come and document Uganda's features? Yet we have people who have invested a lot in their craft. Why don't you support your own? Why don't you develop them? Because when they earn, they're developing, we are all progressing.
Yes.
So it's really a big problem that we prefer foreigners to our own.
I want you to just, within the next, 1 minute, I want you to look right into the camera and stress. Because you are women in tourism. You want as many women coming in. So to the woman who is interested out there, who really wants to come into this particular space, who wants to take advantage of your particular services, what is your word? Let us go with your Shaba. Just 1 minute.
The 1 minute has already passed.
No, just seconds.
Don't be afraid to start. If you have something that you want to do, business-wise, tourism-wise, whatever it is, don't be afraid to start. Because I know you can look at other people and think, this is already existing, let me not do it. But there is something that makes you unique, you as you. There is no one like you in this world, and there will never be anyone like you. So with that in mind, we know that there is something that you may bring to the table that other people may not. So don't be afraid to start. Your services are really needed. And for those in tourism, I'm going to be a bit like a double-edged sword. Yes, we do have those hotels that embrace foreigners more, But also, I want to encourage Ugandans that stop being entitled. We also have that problem where we have, you reach a hotel, you reach the reception, you want this person to do this and this. These are employees, you know.
Yeah.
They're just working, they're trying to earn a living. Be nice to them. And I've always found that when you're nicer to people, most of the times, however stressed they are, they'll also calm down and be nice to you. So if you want a service, don't be rude to your service providers. They're handling your food for event's sake.
Yes.
So be very nice to service providers. The more nice you are to them,
The better.
the better they'll give you. And maybe that's why I understand why some may favor foreigners, because these guys leave tips. You know, the service is good, they leave tips and all of that.
Tipping is also an issue.
So they pull out all these smiles to make these people happy.
Yeah.
And in the aviation world, I want to encourage you to reach out to me if you can. I'll offer you affordable prices. You can let me know. Even if you have clients, you're a tour operator, a tour agent, you have clients who want to move around the country on an affordable budget, or you have your kids who you want to, you know, experience the joys of flight, you can definitely reach out to me. And I'm very flexible in my pricing, and they're very affordable. And yeah, I will offer you that.
It will be a service worth it.
It will be a service worth it. And if you're looking to collaborate or partner with me in any way, or my services, I'm very open. You can always reach out to me. I'm Ashaba Farida across all platforms.
Yeah.
And yeah, but don't be afraid to start.
Yes.
To all the women who are watching, I would like to, like she mentioned, if you love something, go for it. Don't be afraid that there are other people who have already been there, because we all have our specific traits. We are unique in our own ways, but have standards. Don't just go running around each and everything that comes your way. You know, have limits, have standards. We are in a male-dominated industry space, so one thing that will make you stand out is your standards.
Yes. And you've had it. This is part of our series, Women in Business, highlighting women in tourism. Why are we very keen? Because there's so much untapped potential. Women out there, people, there's so much untapped potential. Yes? Whether it's culture tourism, whether it is aviation, whether it's influencing social media, content creation, all these places and all these gaps, all these opportunities are there for the taking. Please make sure, and please be keen on some of this, on especially how you brand yourself. How you brand yourself, that has been very key here.
Yeah.
We get to meet people such as Farida, who is very, very, very keen on the brand she wants to put out there. And then just like Precious mentioned, you really have to be very, very keen on the branding, how you want to be perceived by others. Because guess what? The things you do in the dark always come out and they will bite you. But also, guess what? It is not even just biting you per se because of something that you made. It trickles down to the other woman that is coming after you. So please be very keen on how you brand yourself and how we behave as women out in business. This has been Doreen Kemcha, Women in Business. Thank you so much, Ashaba and Precious, for joining us today. Keep flying high. Keep blazing it. We love what you're doing and we support you as well. Until the next episode, Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. Thank you so much and bye-bye.